Today we're going to teach you how to remove this emblem real quick. So we want to heat it up because it's adhesive in the cold weather. The cold weather makes it hard. So when you heat it up, you know, the glue, what happens with glue when it gets hot? It gets soft. So we heat it up. You want to make sure that you don't overheat the paint, because if you overheat the paint, you will start, it can start bubbling and have, you can damage it, okay? So you just keep continuously moving the heat gun. That way you're heating the whole surface behind. You're not necessarily heating only the emblem up, you're heating the surface behind it so it can release the glue, the adhesive. And you put you put the heating at a medium setting. That way it doesn't get too hot on you. So therefore you start touching your paint area. When you feel like it's hot, then it's time to pull it off. You want to make sure that it's not boiling hot, but it should be hot to your hand, yep. It will be hot kind of like when you touch a soup dish, you're like, oh, okay, that's pretty hot. Then it's time to pull it off. That way, you also heat it up, so it makes it easier for the adhesive to come out. There's two ways to do this. One is with a fishing line or a soft plastic putty knife. They actually make tools that are for molding removals, but those things are kind of stiff. This thing here, it's nice because it has a lot of flexibility, so you won't be scratching up your paint. With the other, and you can also heat it up. That way it's soft. It's soft on your paint. Typically, we want to use these for emblems, or I'm sorry, for nameplates and badges, and you want to use the fishing line for emblems, because you can't really get behind this. It's harder, and over here it's straight up. And the fishing line, you'll see it will cut it. You just put this here, and I will demonstrate using both on this emblem here, and we'll be able to see the difference of what happens in the background. Now we get most of our glue off while it's still soft with the putty knife. You can always continue to heat this up so it can. So here you see where I was scraping with the putty knife, most of it came off, and where I started going with the floss or the fishing line, it just cut through it and left the adhesive back there. Reheat it, and you can see when you heat it up and you use the putty, it tends to, once you start lifting the double-sided tape, it will stay in one piece, and it's easier to scrape off with the soft plastic rubber. So there you go. We're also removing this badge. See, that's kind of hard to get in there with that. It's actually biting that. So this. sure you don't lift one edge too much, because then you can actually put a dent into your panel. Okay. We're going to use adhesive remover. Adhesive remover is safe on the paint.
Okay.
You could use lacquer thinner, but if you leave lacquer thinner on there too long, it's gonna gum this up and it's gonna make it nasty.
Okay.
I'm just gonna use some adhesive remover on there now. There's a camera down here, so we want to make sure and protect it. Protect the camera. Here's our adhesive remover. So this will settle in there and allow it to hold it up. This one's a little thicker, so we want to let it settle in more. So we can remove as much as possible and maybe apply a little more.